And we're back after not so long. It's been probably, I don't know, I want to say it's like a week or so. I don't know.
You know what's crazy about this episode is that it's taken us so much time just to set out.
And we're cueing the intro. Hello guys, this is Two Latin Brothers Podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we're back at it again. Welcome back to the show. But we struggled today. We had a struggle. Our struggle was the fact that we were missing. See this little corner up there? If you're just listening to us as white noise, then don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. But our top right corner has a blue hue, a little hue that's there. It's always been there for us, you know. We like to feel it. We lost the remote for the lights.
Yeah, that's really what happened.
We
lost the remote.
Yes.
And we have spent literally no joke the last 30 minutes looking for it.
Yeah.
We have flipped the studio upside down. It is a disaster now. If you could see behind the camera, you would understand what I'm talking about, but you can't, thank God. But yeah, it has been
For the record, there's a wall behind the camera.
I mean, it's kind of like, the point of view is behind. You know what? I'm not gonna explain.
It's not behind. It's lateral to the camera.
It's okay, but it's you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
They don't need to know this.
They now know.
They really don't need to know this.
They now know.
Anyway, how's your week been?
My week's been, I don't know. It's been busy.
Okay.
I mean, I had midterms, so that was fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Open book. I'll have you know.
Oh,
so.
okay. Well, so that's not really a midterm. That's more like a get good grades easy way. It's like easy mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just wanna put this out there that, the reason I look different this week, and I don't have a pop filter in front of me, is because, the little like rubber thingy broke off. So I don't know what's up with that.
He wasn't careful.
No. Like it's just like, it's like this little like.
Do you still have the rubber?
Yeah, I just need to glue it back on.
Okay, I'll get
Like,
you some industrial.
I just need some glue to glue it back on, and then it's
Actually, you think Gorilla Glue is good?
fine. Bro, honestly, I just need glue to glue it back on, and then I can go back to recording with the pop filter.
I think we have some Gorilla Glue.
Like, I found this, like, I was gonna say what you call it, but it's like the cover of the microphone. Like, I found another one, so it's cool. No worries. We still.
He found protection. That's all we gotta say.
Look, I'm not gonna get into discussing what it is you guys call it, but yeah.
So, how's your week been?
Just been recovering really.
Yeah, from the sickness.
Last week I was so hyped up on like meds just to do the podcast. This week,
well, yeah.
I'm not. Like, I'm not on anything actually, even though technically I should be.
Yeah, you really should be. I mean, I haven't taken anything besides vitamin C today.
Yeah, I've been just taking vitamins. Like, that's all I'm taking now. But like, it's been interesting. Should like just being sick.
Yeah.
Because this is like for those who don't know, this is the first time I've been sick in almost 3 years.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've gotten sick in like 3 years. So it has been like very aggressive on my body because it's never been sick in a very long time. So whatever this,
because it hasn't been sick. Never. It's like, oh my gosh.
yeah, it hasn't been sick in the last 3 years. So it's the first time I get sick. So obviously, if you don't get sick for a long time and then you do get sick, it always hits you really hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've basically been out for like a week and a half, and here we are.
Well, I mean, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I've been like, I'm like borderline sick, but not sick this entire week.
Yeah.
I've just been like, my nose clogs every so often.
Right.
But then I can like survive.
Right.
Again.
Yeah.
So that's been my week. Struggling because I have to do airtime.
Right.
On
yeah.
the radio.
Course.
So
yeah.
I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about this today. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. You're in the car, turn it on.
I mean,
me
like,
choking up.
It's just challenging, you know, like, cause when you get sick, obviously it's not fun.
Yeah.
But just to get sick in a way where Really, it's your fault.
No, it's not.
You got me sick.
No.
I got your bug.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
There's no other way I could have gotten any other sickness.
Yes, there is.
Nah, it was you.
No.
I'm just blaming him, ladies and gentlemen. It's all his fault.
It wasn't. You weren't careful.
He also lost the piece of tech we couldn't find. Again.
I didn't lose it. I did not lose
Bro,
this.
it was under your couch.
I can't flip this around because I just remembered that it has the advert. Yeah. It's like a sponsor.
This is not a sponsor. No.
It's not a sponsor. So if you see.
Okay, so I want to talk about this, okay?
Okay.
Because last week we talked about it briefly because we talked about, and my brain just totally blanked.
It's okay. We fart sometimes. And apparently women do too. That's crazy.
Okay.
It's mind-boggling.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
Don't be dropping these kind of revelations on people. We're not prepared for this.
I mean, if you didn't know that, I think you might need some life.
Some help.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, honestly though, I think it's just been an interesting week and a half because like there were days where I was literally in and out of consciousness the entire day.
Yeah.
Like, cause I take some medicine, pass out, wake up for like a couple seconds, and then pass out again.
Yeah.
So like all of it's just kind of been a blur, and I don't. To be honest with you, I barely even remember doing the podcast last week.
What did we talk about last week?
I'm pretty sure. What did we talk about?
Huh. We're so good at this.
We talked about Minecraft Live because it was going to happen last week. Because we recorded on a Saturday because we were both sick. And we were trying to be because both our voices were like basically gone. So like all Friday we tried not to like use our voices as much.
Yeah, that didn't happen with me.
Yeah, for you. But I didn't talk like all Friday. And then on Saturday in like the morning we recorded it. And then I uploaded it on Saturday night because that was like, just because of the circumstance in which our health was in. So then I remember we finished recording.
Yes.
And I literally jumped into Minecraft Live.
Yeah. And then I had to do some schoolwork.
Yeah. So that's what we talked about last week. We talked about Minecraft Live for a bit.
Yep. I have no idea what to talk about because the things that I want to talk about can't really be talked about because they're like topics that like they're not topics to talk about.
They're controversial.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Okay, look,
Yes
so I don't know. I feel like this is the 99th episode of this podcast.
Yes.
We've been doing this for 99 weeks. Well, 199 weeks. 199 weeks.
Yes, that makes sense.
This has been going on, and I don't know if you noticed, but there comes a time where sometimes like our lives just kind of like slow down and nothing happens, and this is one of those weeks.
Not that it's slowed
like
down.
I haven't gone outside in like
a week and a half.
Oh, yeah, essentially a week and a half.
Yeah.
I haven't gone outside. I've been stuck inside that long, and next week we're gonna go out. We're gonna because we haven't done like any of our videos this past week
because we've been sick.
Because
we were sick. On a like good grind.
Yeah, and then we got sick.
We got in a groove, and then all of a sudden, boom,
we got sick.
Now it's time for us to get back up.
Yeah, so next week we plan to do a React Mondays. We actually got some stuff for that, which I'll probably show some of it in like next week's vlog. I'll also next week we're gonna do a vlog.
Yeah.
Like a proper vlog, like a real vlog. Like I mean, some of the footage will be old, but it's because it's just the way stuff happens sometimes. Like it falls out of sync.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So
so we're also,
and then we also have some other stuff planned.
We're planning some stuff. Stay tuned for next week. It's our 200th episode. Like in the total count of episodes we've released, this would be our 200th
next week.
Well, next week. So we're thinking about doing something different, for that episode. So stay tuned for that. It's based off something we talk about a lot or quite frequently. So
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Teaser trailer right now.
No way. No trailer. we're just trying to see and experiment with things, and obviously we have fun doing these sorts of things, and so we just figured we'd try one and see how it goes. And although it will be our 200th episode for sure, probably not the episode to experiment with, but hey, we're just gonna.
I mean, we're gonna have fun with whatever we can do. So
yeah, obviously, also because we got sick, we weren't able to coordinate.
Yes.
And do something like bigger or better.
Yes.
We like our last 100th episode, which was like our first 100th episode. We made a compilation, I believe.
Yes. We made a compilation of some of the best moments, I think.
Right. Yeah. So that was our 100th episode. It was like some of our favorite moments, some of our guest spots. Some of our guests we previously had on, so we did that.
Yes.
And yeah, so, look forward to whatever it is we do because we're still sort of figuring it out.
Yep.
We're definitely gonna be posting more, like just everywhere, just like as a whole.
Yeah. Since next week's my reading week, I'm hoping to get some stuff going for some more TikToks, for the podcast. It'll be like old clips, so if you're a new listener. Well, fairly new listener because I'm going to be taking clips from video.
For sure.
So anything from this season, pretty much.
Yeah.
Early on, if you're new, you're probably going to be seeing some of those clips on TikTok.
For sure, yeah. We've obviously... We used to be so much more coordinated.
Yes.
And then, I don't know.
And then
life hit us. Life hit us. In school, like really through our schedule all over the place. And, we've been just trying to like, especially you've been trying to like figure out the grind. And
yeah. And it's more like a touch and go kind of situation.
Yeah.
Because I had kind of set up myself for a plan.
Yeah.
But then scheduling for stuff started moving side to side, so I'm like, it's always having to find like the balance between me being able to do this
for sure. Yeah. And like this semester we got lucky that like your Thursdays are off.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, I cram in sometimes 3 videos in one day.
Yes.
So like usually we'll record the following week's vlog on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then we'll record a podcast episode. We'll come back, record a podcast episode, then I'll kick my brother out of the room and I'll record a Minecraft video. Yeah. So I'll be doing like 3, and the Minecraft video I have to record, edit, upload, and I haven't done that. This will be week 3 that I haven't done it in.
Yes.
And obviously because the first week I didn't do it, something happened.
Apparently,
something came up that I wasn't able to do it, and then last week obviously I was sick, and this week again I'm still not like 100% with my voice, and I don't want to push it too far. So
yeah.
But next week though, there will be a video.
I mean, well, that's the hope.
Yeah. Well, no. I've been like, cause obviously I haven't
relapse.
No, the thing's been like the next little bit of my video.
Yeah.
It's like I'm working on my build, and like it's just a lot of resource collecting and gathering. So like the last couple of weeks, like I'll log in for like an hour and just grind out materials. Like that's what I've been doing. Like this
for context, if you're a new listener, he's talking about Minecraft because he has his own channel, so go check that out.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and that takes a lot of time. Like so like every day I'll log in and like put in an hour or two of just mindless grinding. Yeah. Because it does take time, and the problem is like the next little bit I want to build is, to be honest, probably the biggest chunk. And I have a feeling like it's looking like the first 5 minutes of my next video are just gonna be time lapse, like because of like that's how it like that'll probably be like 2-3 hours. That'll like be super sped up because it's just so much that has to go into it, and like I want to get it done. To be honest with you, like I just want to get it done.
Yeah.
Because I've been like putting it off for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I still do Twitch streaming.
It's been like over a month.
Yeah, I'm thinking I grab an old clip that I have and just using that.
Yeah.
Editing it into like maybe like a 2-part episode if I can.
Yeah.
And then just uploading that. No guaranteed wins. Just saying. But it'll just be like maybe a funny clip of me like getting a cool kill or me suffering slowly, fading away, running out of mats, panicked. It's just stressful. I mean, I haven't really been playing because of school.
Yeah,
and when I do play, I'm playing at the college, and I'm playing with like 2 other people.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not really in a position to be like, okay, guys, I'm gonna start like Twitch streaming.
What is it like? No, yeah. Yesterday I logged in for the first time.
Yeah.
In a week, and I was telling you this how I got 17 kills.
Yeah.
No, I ended up in 17th place,
Mm-hmm.
but I got 15 kills, and I could not believe it.
Yeah, I hadn't played in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I played. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I played yesterday for like 30 minutes or so.
I played a single match,
Yeah,
and then
I played in like 30 minutes, and the first match got 1 kill and then died in like place.
okay, so look. Also, here's the thing, guys. Like, we're also kind of like experimenting with different games now.
Oh yeah.
Like because of just like in general.
Yeah.
We've just been experimenting with other stuff and like just kind of like feeling things out because we're also thinking of like maybe possibly in the future, hypothetically, maybe doing some gaming stuff.
Yeah.
We're thinking about it, but we're not sure yet. Like, it's kind of like up in the air because we already have a lot going on, and we're still like,
honestly, the way we've thought about this, it could easily become a Mr. Beast where we're gonna have to like get variety of channels.
Yeah, like because it's getting out of hand.
Yeah,
we have so much stuff going on, and to dump it all on one channel, like it's just so much stuff. And to be honest, our lives are getting really busy, and we can't keep up with the supply and demand.
Yeah,
it's not even supply and demand. It's more like just the amount of content ideas we have. It's just it's a lot. Like it's a lot for anybody really. And we have, of course, like more ideas that we'd like to explore in the future. The problem is we just timing and stuff, and we're still working out.
Life is busy. If you're one of those people who thinks content creating's easy, you haven't tried it.
Yo, yeah, for sure.
If you're doing 1 video a week, okay, you can handle that.
For sure,
but if you're doing 3 a week,
yeah,
that's when it gets complicated.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think about it all the time. Well, technically, I do 4 videos a week.
Yeah,
I do 4 videos a week, right? And then the other thing too is I'm also editing those videos.
Yes.
So I can't imagine doing this like as one person.
Yeah.
Because like when it comes to the vlog, you're like almost like the main character in the vlog.
Oh yeah.
Because I film you
are
like
the main character in the vlog.
What?
You are the main character in the vlog.
No,
you're a main character.
No, I know, but you know what I mean? Because I film you more than you film me.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Like there are most of the vlogs, it's just like you on camera and me like walking around commentating in the background because of like the way we do the cuts and the way we do the chops or whatever. But it's and it keeps things interesting and fun. But obviously because of that, like I don't know how someone could do it alone.
Yeah.
For like an extended amount of time. Like it's almost physically impossible.
Like honestly, props to Casey Neistat.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't know. Like the way like all those shots, when like he has like those shots where he'll like run by the camera.
Yeah.
He has to set up the camera, hit record, run to a spot, run by it, run back.
Yeah.
Grab the camera.
Every little shot is prompted.
Yeah.
So a pan, he had to pan the area.
Yeah.
And then when he shows himself walk through that area, had to place the camera, hope nobody steals it, and then go and then walk by.
Yeah, like that the first time, like there's a clip in one of our vlogs where we're in a train station.
Yeah.
Or in a subway station.
Yeah.
And we're or the light rail, that's what they call it, the light rail station.
The LRT.
Yeah. And we're I set the camera up on like a bench.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting there, we're just standing there talking. And this guy, like, that's obviously not in the footage, but this guy walks by, and I was so scared.
Yeah,
because he moved towards the camera. Like, it wasn't the fact that, like, it had nothing to do with who he was or what was going on. It's just the fact that he moved towards the camera.
Yeah, in the direction, like, looked at the camera.
And he walked towards
it. And that's like the most scariest thing anyone could ever
And
experience.
then he just kept walking by. But I was like, but in that moment, like, not that I'm mistrusting of people. It's just the intent looked like he was just gonna grab it and book it.
Well, it's because you think the worst.
Yeah.
Of people especially when it's thousands of dollars on a bench.
Yeah.
Just sitting there.
Yeah.
And you're leaving it there just to record a clip.
I know and we've done that a few times now, where we'll like prop up the camera somewhere and just talk. Like, well, especially in restaurants.
Yeah.
We do that now, where we'll just prop the camera and let it run for the solid 30 minutes. Yeah. Like it's it's interesting, and it's
we
really
start a Patreon where we release that in between footage of us talking about what we're gonna do next.
actually we can't. Some of that we can't release.
No, some of it obviously it'd still be edited, so we
Yeah.
couldn't call it like raw footage.
Yeah.
But like just like the missed part of like us discussing what we're planning on doing.
Yeah,
next.
obviously, and it's always there are so many clips of just random strangers jumping into footage.
Oh yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing ever. But I think
See, like that's the other thing too. Like, we could talk about like crazy stuff
yeah.
with and just not use names
Yeah.
and then just throw that on like on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Not that we have Patreon, so people.
Well, no, honestly,
don't start go looking. You know,
there are hundreds of thousands of stories of people, I know people have lived and people have done.
Yeah.
That are like absurd and things. Obviously, I can't talk about because, and some things obviously you're sworn to secrecy.
Oh yeah,
You know,
but that's
no.
Obviously, you wouldn't talk about those.
Of course,
things, but like the kind of stories.
But then there are those stories where like, okay, like there are certain things.
Yes.
That I know I can't talk about.
Yeah.
Like not specifically because I know I like it's not that it'll affect me.
Yeah.
It's just the people involved it will affect, right?
Yeah.
So obviously it's more like it's also because of the places some of these people now work in.
Yeah.
Like some of them work for the government now. Some of them are they're like they
Yeah.
work in like offices with like like it's very corporate environment.
Yeah.
Where they're like if this stuff ever like this is what you did in high school, like
Yeah, I know.
it's like whoa sort of thing, right? And it's not to say like everyone knows these people. Like there's always this group of people in high school
Yeah.
who are for whatever reason you always come in contact with these people.
Yeah.
And they are just like not to say that they're like the
You sound sick right now. It's making me feel sick.
no,
You're
it's not
making
like
the
okay,
audience
look,
feel
it's
sick.
not like they're the ones that are like the troublemakers.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just always causing a ruckus.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's the kind of the environment and stuff that happens, but
I mean, the kind of stories we want to tell but don't tell on YouTube obviously are related to things like substance.
right, yeah,
Right.
for sure. There's
Not that
definitely
we're partaking.
yeah, there's
we don't
hundreds of those.
endorse that.
Hundreds of those.
But we have hundreds of stories like that.
Actually, I have a story I can tell right after the break.
Okay. You know what? Let's cut to the break now.
Yeah, we'll be right back after this short message.
Hey guys, sorry I'm interrupting this video. I'm here to tell you to follow both our Instagrams and the podcast Instagram. Bro, what do you think about that?
Yeah, man, I approve this message.
It has been a very long break.
It has.
So long, in fact, I don't even remember what we were talking about last.
You were going to tell us a story.
Oh, right. Okay. So, ironically enough, this is kind of on topic from what we were talking about earlier. So we were talking about substance and how like
Yes.
some substance. I'm almost positive. I think I may have told the story or not. I'm not exactly sure.
Yes.
But I think I haven't told it yet. So, we had this teacher. He was
Yes.
your English teacher.
Yes.
And he was my law teacher when I was in high school. And he has this great story. Okay, so there was this guy who he's like, we asked him if there'd ever been an incident when we were in law, like if there'd ever been an incident where like someone came in with like, like if they had to like the police came and like patted the guy down sort of scenario. And he goes, no, but there was this one incident where I've never forgot it. And we go, there was an incident? He goes, yeah. He's like, okay, so this kid came in and you could just smell the weed off him. Like you could tell he was carrying it on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could like just he smelled like it and he didn't even look high. You could just smell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the smell was so potent, like it was crazy.
Yeah.
He's like either his backpack was filled to the brim or like his pockets were like just overflowing with this stuff.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, okay, so what happened? He's like, so this is what happened. He's like, so like I ignore it because if I don't have to deal with it, I want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And we were all like, really? He's like, guys, this is like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
That point, so it's like it'd been like the the late 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So he was saying how suddenly the phone in the class rings, and I don't know if you noticed, but in his specific room, well, not in actually he used to teach in a different room on the second floor.
Okay.
He's like, so I'm on the second floor. The phone rings. He's like, I go for the phone. I grab it. And he's like, and the phone was like right next to the door.
Yeah.
So I walk out and they're like, hey, can you send down so-and-so student to the office?
Yeah.
The principal would like to have a word with him.
Yeah.
He's like, and it's the student who, he's like, okay, that makes sense. Obviously, like someone probably told somebody, and like the news got up to the principal by now, so whatever. He's like, I look into the room, and no joke, he's like, I see this kid jump out the window, just like full on jump out that like he left the backpack there, he just jumped out the window. He's like, and we're on the second floor. Oh, so man. I dropped the phone and I rush. He's like, the phone bashes into a brick wall and breaks.
Yeah.
So because I just charged. He's like, I take off. He's like, so I run across the room. I look out the window and this guy lands and he just takes off running. And across the street from the high school, there's like this park. Yeah. And he's like, I just see him run across the street and towards the park.
Towards the park.
He's like, at which point I turn around and run back to the phone to tell him, hey, this kid just like jumped out my window. But like I don't know. He's like, the phone's like just totally smashed up. Like the head's like completely got off the phone. He's like, I started like, yo, go run out of the office to tell him the phone's broken, and the kid jumped out a window.
Yeah.
He's like, so, I proceed to keep teaching. Yeah. He's like, back then he was teaching like some civics class. He's like, so I just proceed to keep teaching, and at the end of the class, he's like, I grabbed the bag, and I didn't have another class, so I take it down to the office.
Yeah.
And the principal goes, let's just open it. Like, let's just find out, right? Let's confirm what we think is in this bag. Yeah. It's like, because obviously the smell hadn't gone away.
Yeah.
So open the bag, and he's like, and it's just filled to the brim.
Oh my god.
With like baggies of like 8 grams.
Yeah.
Of weed, just like packaged.
He had like a good 50K worth.
He had so much on him, and they're like, and I remember I remember the principal at the time telling me that if they had gotten this kid, he probably would have gone to prison over it. Like, that's how much he had on him. He had so much weed. And back then, it wasn't decriminalized in Canada, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's like, I just remember, I never saw a kid again.
Yeah, he ran.
No, and we were like, wait, what do you mean? He's like, I never saw him ever again. Like, I never heard of him. No one, like, I remember, like, months later, like, in the same semester.
Yeah.
I would ask students, hey, have you heard of so-and-so? And they would be, no, I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Like, the last time.
Think about it.
No, he's like, think about this. He's like, the last time anyone in a room of 28 people saw him was him jumping out a window and running across the street. It's like, so there are 20 people. He's like, not counting me. So that's 29 people.
Yeah.
It's like, last saw this kid was him jumping out a window from a second floor of the high school.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, that was the last time anyone saw him.
Yeah.
And he's like, so, yeah. He's like, and then like, and he turns and looks, so don't do drugs. We're all like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a scary situation though.
Yeah.
Knowing the fact that, I mean, the guy who probably ran out the window,
right? Yeah.
Was probably scared for his life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, because think about it. How did he get all that weed?
Oh yeah.
It must have belonged to someone.
For sure.
So he must have been like, I gotta hide, I gotta run, I gotta go now.
And he was telling us how like this was before, because nowadays they have like cops dedicated to high schools.
Yeah.
Like they show up and they're like not every day, but like once or twice a week they'll show up to the high school, kind of hang out, vibe with the students, talk to us, whatever.
Yeah.
That's how it is at least here in Canada. I don't know how it is anywhere else in the world, but that's how it is here.
Just have them parked outside.
Yeah. But and they're nice people. You just say hi, you ignore them, whatever. And something does go down, they're there.
Yeah.
It's good. But in that he was telling us how in that time, the cop of the school would only show up once every 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
He's like, so the likelihood of this kid even getting caught was like
so low.
Like this kid was never gonna get caught. Like if he was like running it in the high school, like he could have done it for like forever and they would have never caught him. It wasn't up until recently that they did like the twice a week sort of thing. Yeah. And like some high schools have them permanently there now, like depending on like the area, because of the area. It's just how it is. But I found that so interesting. I'm like, man, back then you could get away with a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
like a lot. And he told us how actually this teacher has like a lot of really good stories. Mm-hmm. And just now I remember of another one where if you go to Thailand. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a law against you spitting on the ground.
Yes.
Okay, and he's like, I had this student who was like, oh, yeah, my dad, like, he got, is going on for a business trip, Thailand, I'm going with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, make sure you're careful with the laws there because, they're different from Canada, like, there's not, some of the freedoms aren't the same as they are here.
Yeah.
And he's like, so, it's a whole thing, and the kid's just joking around, he's like, yeah, I doubt, like, I'll do anything to break any of their laws, like, it's pretty straightforward sort of thing. Like, I'm not going to do something dumb, right? He's like, and no joke, he's like 3 weeks later, this kid goes on a trip. I get a call from like an extended call. Like he's like, this happened like 3 years ago. He's like, I look at my phone and on my cell phone, and I'm like, I don't recognize the area code.
Yeah.
Where's this from? I pick up the phone, like, hello, and it's the kid.
Yeah.
He's like, he had been arrested because he had spit out gum in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And a cop saw him and arrested him. And he's like, and his one phone call was me, his law teacher. Like, what are you? And I go, I'm gonna forward you to an international lawyer I know.
Yeah.
But this may become an international incident. Like, I don't even know. like
they're holding
because he's a Canadian citizen, right?
Yeah.
And they just arrested a Canadian citizen because he spit gum on the floor.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what it's like, because they believe that the ground is sacred and like you should not. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so the kid's in prison and he's like, so eventually like they get a lawyer in there to show up, and they talk with they end up paying a bail. Yeah. And like at which point they're like, you're not supposed to leave the country. Like you have to stay here until like we prosecute you, sort of thing. Yeah. And you can get up to life in prison, or like, and they still have the death penalty there. So you can even be put to death potentially over spitting on the ground. At which point him and his dad book it. They're out of there, and he's like so. And we're like, so what happened? He's like, he's just never allowed to go back to Thailand. Like he'll never be ever allowed to go back.
Banished from the country.
Like he's like, he cannot go anywhere near it. Like he's like, neighboring country, I won't even touch it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's like, little island nearby. Nah, that's not worth it.
Yeah.
So and I was like, that's crazy. Like that's like,
yeah, it's crazy because there's a lot of weird laws out there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of weird laws.
I didn't notice, but apparently in Cuba, it's illegal to paint your house sky blue.
Very specific, but okay.
It is very specific, but and get this. Apparently, the rationale behind it is because it's an island, and because of like the way like water reflections work. Yeah. If you live like really close to the ocean, like your house would basically just be invisible.
If you look at it from the distance.
Yeah, from like a specific angle. Like
it's
say
just
like
invisible.
Like imagine just like a brick wall. There's no window on the wall, right?
Yeah.
And like and in island houses, they don't have like pointed houses. They're like flat roofed houses typically, because of the way the way they build houses there. So it's like a flat roofed house, and it's like just a brick wall on the side. Yeah. You paint the whole side of it like sky blue. Yeah. Some guy driving by, is that? What is that weird thing in the sky up there?
Let's go investigate that. Waste of gas.
It's just a house.
Resources.
Like it is stuff like that, right? It's like how in China recently the sky was like red. Yeah. The whole sky was red, and it was because the Chinese what is it? I forgot what they're called. Like when they like the water people, the people in boats. That they're like Marines. Yeah. I forgot what it's called. I can't remember. Anyway, but like their fleet of ships anyway was out doing like a practice drill, which is like 10,000 ships. Doing a practice drill.
So it's just like a bunch of flares in the sky.
No, wait, but the boats are red because they're Chinese boats, and because of the way the light reflects off the water, the whole sky, like, because there's just like a fleet of like 10,000 boats out in the water, the sky above like certain areas are just like blood red. You thought the sky was bleeding. Some people thought the world was ending. Like it was a whole thing. Like we were like losing
the water's red.
Yeah, you can like legit Google this. It was the funniest thing. We were like texting their loved ones, hey, if I don't make it home tonight, just want you to know I love you.
Yeah, it's like how
they're like, oh, we chat.
What
like
state it was that NASA was doing a test, and the sound was it sounded like a really loud trumpet. Right. So there was a bunch of people like going to churches thinking it was like the last trumpet, thinking it was like the end of time. So they're like converting. Like there was like phone calls, like people panicking and stuff like that. Like it's like it's the end of the world.
Right, for sure.
And then NASA gave like an apology.
Oh yeah.
Like we were just doing a test run. The noise went off. It was just really loud.
Right.
Yeah. Also, like, have you seen that one video? It went viral for a bit. It was of a guy who was just like walking out of his house. There was like a tornado coming. You know how the alarms go off? Yeah. But he was in a specific spot where the sounds oscillate with each other. Yeah. So it sounded like harmonies bouncing off each other, and it sounds so pretty.
No, I haven't.
But it's just like, wow, I don't know if I should be running right now, or like,
or if I should be completely terrified. Yeah. Like it's really like I don't know. That reminds me of this one. There's one clip of there's like a hurricane coming in.
Yeah.
And like the whole house is this guy and his like wife, they're in an apartment, and the whole apartment's shaking, and they're like, oh, we're like on the 15th floor, like we're probably gonna die, sort of scenario, right? And then he turns and looks at his wife, like, you want to go do it one more time before we die? And then the video just cuts when his wife like smacks the phone out of his hand. Yeah. Like all you see is like a lot of like crazy like movement because the wife just smacked the phone out of his hand, and the video cuts there. And I'm like, and everyone in the comments is like, that guy trying to get him one last time.
Yeah,
it's like it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out swinging.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay.
Good. It was. I think it was funny because like that's the rationale. Like I remember I had a friend who he was in Japan during the tsunami.
Yeah.
And he would tell like some crazy stuff that happened, and obviously it was horrible what happened, right? Because like just like insane amount of water. And then he's telling us this, he's like, and also, did you guys know that in Fiji, like what is Fiji like? He just casually brought this up, right?
He's just like, so I was in Japan.
No. He's like, but did you guys know in Fiji, during their rainy season, they're like in like ankle deep water, like the whole island is underwater, and we're just like, oh, what? So we're all like looking this up, and it's true. Apparently, there's a time in Fiji where like the whole island's basically underwater.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's crazy. Like, how do you do anything? Like,
I mean, you just live on life with ankle deep water.
I mean, I guess
it's like living in a puddle.
You're for like a couple of months out of the year, because you know.
I mean, you might have pruny feet at the end of the.
I mean, that'd be pretty annoying. I mean, like, what if like you sleep like relatively close to the ground? Like, what if you just sleep on like a mat on the floor? You wake up swimming one morning. Like,
I mean, you get one of those air mattresses, you know, so you float as the water elevates. You elevate too.
It's just
it's like water rafting for it's like sleep therapy. I don't know.
I don't even know. Like, it was
the mild waves cascade you into sleep. That's how they'll get the tourists in.
But it's like there's this clip that's gone viral of this guy and his girl. They're sleeping on like an air mattress.
Yeah.
And their friends smuggle them into the pool.
Yeah.
And they put them in the middle of the pool, right? And they're both like passed out asleep. They haven't realized what's going on. And like you can hear them like snoring.
Yeah.
And one of the guys grabs a pair of scissors and just pokes a hole in it.
Oh my god.
Like in one of the corners, and then like you can hear the air coming out, still not waking up. And the air is coming out slowly.
Yeah.
And so this other guy goes to the other corner, pokes a hole in the other, like on the complete opposite end. So the you can see like start to like shrivel up, right? Because there's a lot of air coming out at this point. And then like the girl wakes up first.
Yeah.
She's like, what's going on? And she turns over.
Yeah.
And her hand like splashes on water. She gets like, she freaks out because it's cold.
Yeah.
And at which she screams. So the guy wakes up. The guy's just like totally like confused. And then he's just standing in a pool of water. Just completely confused. Like he didn't react.
Yeah.
He was just so confused as to what was going on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the girl's like all mad and yelling at people. And he's just like, like dumbfounded as to what's going on.
Like, dude, I just woke up. Like, what's going on?
Like, why am I wet?
Yeah.
Like, was there like a leak or something? Like, it was funny because he kept looking up to the sky. Like,
I was like, is it raining? It's
no,
like he didn't realize that he was outside. He was like looking up at the sky, like, where am I?
Yeah,
my guy was being born again, and this lady was like losing it.
Yeah, it's just as funny. All right, we should probably wrap up.
All right, guys, this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast. Everything's always in the description, whether it be up, down, left, or right. Make sure to share with your grandmother, share with your rooster, share with your dog, share with your chinchilla, share with your, I don't know, leopard, I don't know, anything you can. Just share it, play it in the background. Let us be your white noise for once. I don't know. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.